You've done everything right. You have the family, you have the house, you have the job, the successful job. Things have gone into place as you've made your way through your life. But somehow you're feeling that something is missing. When you look at your relationship, there's something that's been lost there, the intimacy, the sexuality, the deeper connection. And you're not sure about why this is the case. What happened? What happened here? Everything else is great. Everything else seems to have been moving along, but this part of my life is not what I thought it might be. It's not that extraordinary life that I really had hoped for. I meet a lot of men in this kind of situation. It's not uncommon. You're not alone. You're not alone. I want you to know that. This is the way that a lot of people have hit the wall in their relationships. They've hit the wall in their life. They love their partner. You know, you love your partner very much. You love your wife very much. You love the life that you've created with your wife. But you know there has to be another level that you could have gone, or that you maybe could go with your partner. A deeper level where, you know, because those desires that you have had over the years have just not ever been able to be manifested, never been able to be played out. And so you feel that something is lacking, and you're wondering if you'll ever have that in your life again. It's not unusual to feel disconnected from your wife. It's not unusual to feel that, okay, the sex is not as great as that you had hoped it would have been at this point, or not what you thought had expected, or you just never had any idea how it was going to turn out, and you thought maybe this is just going to continue on its merry way from the way it began. But it hasn't. And you're feeling a bit like you need something to take place. You need a change. You want to change. Maybe you're feeling also a little bit like life is on autopilot, because when you don't have that sexual connection, that deeper intimate connection with your partner, it's life happens, work, chores, getting organized, taking care of the home, taking care of the kids, taking care of yourself. But then there's that kind of magical aspect of living that doesn't seem to be there. And I know you're wondering, where has it gone? What do I do about this? You might also be questioning your masculinity. Like, where has my masculinity gone? I don't feel like my wife really sees me anymore as this hot, sexy, masculine being that she once saw me when we first got together. Where is that guy gone? Where is he? Is he still here? How do I access this guy again? So feeling a little bit like your partner is not really seeing you anymore. You feel unseen. You feel unheard because you're unable to express what you're really feeling, in the fear that your partner's going to be uncomfortable, that you're going to scare them away, that they're not going to be able to handle what you really have to say. So there's that suppression. The suppression of desires. There's so much fear in there to express it. Maybe even not fear, but just you've just been rejected a number of times. And it's like, what's the point? I just put out my information. I put out what I feel. When I actually get to that point of actually expressing what I feel, and I get rejected. I get pushed away. I get disregarded. And so now, why even bother? Why even bother trying to make a forward motion? But I'm feeling empty. I'm feeling lost here. I'm feeling like I don't want to go on like this. I'm in my midlife here, and this can't be it. I have many more years left. This can't be it. So some of the real reasons why you are so stuck, there are reasons that exist. This is the kind of stuff that I love to do research on, and that I talk to a lot of people about, and that's why I'm talking to you right now. This stuckness has reasons. First of all, there's a disconnection that starts to happen from one's masculinity, okay? You get into habitual ways of living with your partner, comfortable ways, don't want to rock the boat kind of ways, and you lose that deeper level of your sensuality, your eroticism, your sexual masculine being, because you've been rejected and turned away so many times. And you don't even really know how to step forward in that. So part of this is that disconnection, the disconnection from your deep level of sexual energy. As a man, and being with a feminine being, you may have been put into a place of feeling really small and feeling unimportant, or feeling like she doesn't want to really hear what you have to say, or she's just kind of disconnecting from you, doing her own thing. And whenever you come up with something that's a little bit edgy, she's no. She's taken control. She's in charge. She has actually stepped into her masculine energy. And I've seen this many times. Maybe her masculine energy has become even stronger than your masculine energy. So now she's taking control. She's making all the choices, and you have become kind of the quieter one in the relationship, the one who is not so involved in directing what kind of things are going on. You just feel like it's easier just to stay back here and let her take care of everything. But when you start to disconnect from that masculine energy, now that masculine energy is moving forward, taking charge, coming up with ideas, being directed in who you are, feeling assertive, being assertive, making choices. This kind of aliveness kind of gets backed down and turned off. Your aliveness, your really true aliveness has been turned off, is what has actually happened. Now, the reason for this happening is not because you don't love each other. It's not because you're too old, or you are aging, or not because you've been together for a very, very long time. Okay. And it's not because of her. It's not because she has changed so much and she has backed off so much that now she doesn't want to have sex and she doesn't want to have intimacy with you anymore. And so, okay, I just better stay back here. It's not because of her. All right. There is a bigger reason there, and it has to do with your energy, your masculine energy. Even if you think this energy thing is woo-woo, and I have clients that have thought that, and it's okay, but you admit that we are energetic beings. We have energy that we feel. When we first meet with that woman, we are energetically alive and excited and thrilled and want her and desire her and feel things, right? Well, that starts to die down because we get accustomed to each other, and just life. So many things happen over life. And if you've been married for 15, 20 years, that's a long period of time. So it's accessing that fresh masculine energy again and taking on that aliveness that you have lost. So I want you just to think for a second here, if you could change all of that, right? If you could change all of that connection that you have right now, and you could make it a place, into a space that you are really thriving, and it's more an extraordinary relationship, where, like, imagine that you walk into the room and she just like desires you, and she looks at you, her eyes are sparkling, and she's excited by your presence and by how you look. Imagine that you're having sex again with each other, and it's passionate and it's fun and it's playful and it's exploratory. And imagine that you wake up in the morning and you're feeling like really alive and youthful and excited, and you're directing the sexual connection with your wife. You have this sexual leadership that you're taking on, and she's excited by it, and she is dropped into her feminine and feels really safe with you and comfortable and just wants to do all sorts of exciting things with you. Can you imagine that happening? So connecting into that masculine energy is not that difficult, but it's not about tricks. It's not about pickup lines. It's not about, things that you absolutely have to say. It's not about external factors. It's all about what's going on inside your being, your body, and accessing that and shifting and changing that energy so that it then reflects on the outside. So it's all about you. It's all about what's going on inside of you. Now, this is something that most people from my generation, your generation, have never been taught before. We were focused on external factors: work, get the house, get the dog, get the wife, get the, get the car, all these external factors. There was not really any focus on internal work, on who am I? What do I really desire? What's going on inside of me? How do I express these feelings? All of this internal stuff. So this is where these are where the answers lie. And this is what I do in my Empower program. We tap into your inner workings so that you can build up your confidence again, so that you can feel alive in your whole body. And you start to get messages from your body that you listen to and that you then respond to. We tap into what your desires really are and help you feel safe with those desires, feel connected to them, feel that you can express them easily to your partner without feeling shame, without feeling that you're going to be disregarded. But you stand strong and solid in your masculine energy, because no matter what happens out there, you're solid and strong in here. So if you're feeling lost and you would like to have that extraordinary relationship in sex and intimacy with your partner, it is possible. It is absolutely possible. I have been working with hundreds of men, and there have been transformations that have taken place. Lots of transformations. And this is exactly why I created Empower, because I saw that there was a big hole in the connection with men and their partners, and that that connection of intimacy, sexuality, and really not knowing how to address it, how to step into making it a scenario where you're just feeling so much better and you're so much more connected, and that you are having sex with your partner in an extraordinary way. There was that disconnect, and I created Empower specifically to help men to find themselves again, to find their aliveness again, to find their power in their masculine energy. So if this is, sitting with you a bit and you're feeling like, wow, Leanna has something to say here. Leanna is on the path of where I am really feeling it. And I know that I need to go on this trip here, this train. I need to hop on this train with Leanna. Then in the first link in the description below, first link, sign up for an interview to join the Empower program. Okay, there's no obligations here. It's an interview to find out if you are a fit, if it's something you really want to do, if you're ready for it during the time. Okay, that's what we discuss. I want to know about you. I want to know more about you. I want to get into a little bit more about what's going on with you to see if that you are a fit for this program, because I'm passionate about it, and I am helping men all over the world transform their relationships and step deep into their masculine power in order to do so. So sign up for an interview. I would love to have a chat with you. First link in the description below, and let's create the most extraordinary relationship that you have ever had. Much love making.